am Maria Isabel Z. Tundal.
Hello, my name is Prim Jasmine B. Hagualing.
I'm Shimea Jordi Carta.
My name is Libor Nicole S. De La Rosa.
I am Samantha Joyce B. Minaling.
My name is Dinare Indino Aligre.
My name is Anne-Sophia L. Insular.
Dependent variable. The variable that is measured or observed to assist the effect of the independent variable.
So, the dependent variable, also known as the outcome variable, is the variable being measured or observed in response to changes made to the independent variable. Is the result or outcome of the experiment or study, and its value changes in the response to changes in the dependent variable. For example, in a study examining the effect of different study habits on test scores, the test scores will be the dependent variable, as they're being measured in response to changes in the study habits.
Purpose is the reason for which something exists or done. It's about the goal, aim, or intention behind something. It's the driving force, the why behind an action or a thing. Purpose can be applied to many different things, from object to action to entire lives.
The purpose of the dependent variable is to reflect the outcome of the changes in the independent variable. In other words, it is used to measure the effect of the independent variable in an experiment by observing how the dependent variable changes in response to manipulations of the independent variable. Researchers can determine cause and effect relationships.
The purpose of a dependent variable is to provide insight into the effect of the independent variable. It acts as a response or outcome that allows researchers to evaluate whether their manipulations have led to significant changes. In simple terms, it helps us understand the impact of one factor on another.
Example, in the same plant's growth study, the height of the plants is the dependent variable.
Example, in a plant growth study, the independent variable might be the amount of sunlight the plants receive. The dependent variable is the height of the plants as it depends on the amount of sunlight. This example highlights how the dependent variable, which is the plant height, is used to assist the effect of the independent variable, which is the sunlight.
One aspect of dependent variable is control. The dependent variable of control is observed or measured.
This table provides a simplified explanation of the dependent variable in an experiment by relating it to the three aspects: control, cause and effect, and purpose. First, in the aspect, we have control. In the dependent variable, we have observed or measured. The dependent variable is not controlled by the researcher. Instead, it is what the researcher observes or measures to see the results of the experiment. For example, if testing how sunlight affects plant growth, the plant's growth is the dependent variable, which is measured.
Cause and effect is a fundamental concept in understanding how things. It's about recognizing how one event or action leads to another.
The table shows the relationship between different aspects of a study and their corresponding dependent variables. A dependent variable is what is measured or observed in an experiment in the context of cause and effect. The dependent variable represents the effect. The dependent variable, not shown in the table, represents the cause. Therefore, when examining cause and effect, the dependent variable is the outcome or result that is observed after a cause. A dependent variable is introduced. In a cause and effect relationship, the dependent variable represents the effect. It's the outcome that is observed or measured as a result of the cause, or what we call independent variable.
The cause is the independent variable, the thing that is changed or manipulated in an experiment to see what effect it has. The effect is the dependent variable. which is measured to see how it responds to the change in the dependent variable, the cause.
Aspect, purpose, and dependent variable. Purpose is the outcome being studied.
Purpose of a dependent variable in research and experiment is to measure the effect or outcome of changes in an independent variable. It helps researchers determine how and to what extent an independent variable influences the results.
Impact of online learning on student performance. This is an example of a research paper. We have introduction, findings, evidence, recommendations, and conclusion. We're going to explain to you what is the purpose, findings, evidence, recommendation, summary, context, facts and data, final remarks about this research paper. Let's start with the purpose.
Impact of online learning on students' performance. This report aims to analyze the impact of online learning on the student performance in the context of EFL, or English as a Foreign Language Education. The introduction is the foundation of research paper, as it sets the stage for everything that follows. It is where the purpose, context, and significance of the study are first presented, giving the reader a clear understanding of why the research is being conducted and what it aims to achieve. So, why it all begins in introduction. First, we have defining the purpose. The introduction introduces the main topic, which is the online learning impact on EFL student performance, and explains why it is important to study. 2 is providing context, and 3 is establishing the research scope. It defines the parameters of the study by focusing on EFL students and their performance in online learning environments. Number 4 is creating reader interest. The introduction is designed to engage reader by showing the relevance of the research. It poses questions like, how does online learning influence EFL education? Or what are its strengths and weakness? 5 is outlining the goal. It gives a free view of the research objectives and hints at the findings or recommendation that will be presented later. It enhances everything begins in the introduction because it frames the entire research. Without a clear and well-written introduction, the paper would lack direction and the reader would struggle to understand its purpose and significance.
Findings. The dependent variable is the learning experience of students. The findings suggest that online learning has both positive and negative effects on the learning experience. The positive effects include flexibility and convenience, which enhance the learning experience. However, technical issues and distraction at home are negative factors that can hinder the learning experience. Therefore, the dependent variable or learning experience is influenced by a dependent variable or online learning.
Evidence is anything that can be used to prove or disapprove a claim. It can come in many forms, including physical DNA, weapon, or documents. Testimonial evidence. This includes statements made by witness, either in court or in written form. Documentary evidence. This includes written documents, photograph, video, or audio recordings. Evidence is essential in a legal proceedings as it is used to determine the truth of the matter.
The recommendations are providing technical support to students. This addresses the technical issues that students face, ensuring they have the necessary assistance to overcome these hurdles. Next is incorporating interactive and engaging teaching methods. This aims to make online learning more dynamic and captivating, improving students' engagement and knowledge retention. Lastly is encouraging peer collaboration through virtual study groups. This promotes a sense of community and collaborative learning, mirroring the benefits of in-person group work.
The purpose of this report is to analyze how online learning affects the performance of students learning English as a foreign language. Because schools worldwide have moved to online classes, it's important to understand the effect of this change on students.
Context is to provide background information, set the stage for the discussion, and clarify the focus of the report. It explains why the topic is important and how it relates to the broader subject. The context introduces the impact of online learning on the student performance, particularly in English as a foreign language education. It highlights the shift towards virtual classroom and emphasizes the need to evaluate its effects on students.
Data, fundamental for ensuring validity, supporting conclusion, and guiding discussion-making process. Facts and data are initial components that provide the basis for scientific inquiry, hypothesis testing, and the advancement of knowledge across the various domains.
Final remark. To discuss the final remark in a research paper effectively, focus on summarizing the key takeaways and connecting them to the broader implication of the study. First, you have to restate the main findings. Begin by summarizing the overall impacts highlighted in the research. For example, the study concludes that online learning has a significant impact on EFL students' performance, which both positive and negative aspects. Reiterate the key points without introducing new information. The second is emphasize the importance. Explain why the findings matter and how they contribute to the field of study. Understanding the challenges and opportunities of online learning helps educators adapt teaching methods to enhance student outcomes. Third is to highlight the practical implication. Discuss how the conclusion can be applied in a real-world settings. To maximize the benefit and mitigate challenges, educators and institutions must provide technical support, incorporate interactive teaching methods, and encourage peer collaboration. Fourth is to address future directions, suggest areas for further research or action. Future studies could explore long-term impacts of online learning on language acquisition or assess its effectiveness in different cultural contexts. Fifth is to connect the bigger picture. Conclude with a broader perspective, linking the study to larger trends or global issues. As education continues to evolve, adapting to online learning is essential to ensure inclusivity, accessibility, and success for all students. Or, as it says that, maximize the benefit and mitigate challenges. Educators and institutions must adapt the evolving educational landscape. In this case, the conclusion emphasizes ways to prevent or mitigate the negative effect of online learning while maximizing its benefits.